Greetings, YouTubers, on this relatively cool mid-August day. I'm going to be working on a 2003 Ford Explorer. I've had a dome light issue. The dome light stays on while you're driving. Luckily for me, I have the optional switch. I can turn it off because it's pretty annoying. But occasionally, if you are getting out in the daytime and you forget to turn your switch off, that dome light can run your battery down. It's happened to me a couple of times. So I'm going to take this door panel off and get in here and do some troubleshooting. But I wanted to go ahead and make a quick video on how to do that. Okay, so we'll need some basic tools. I have a little socket set here. I think I picked this up for like $5. There's 6-7 millimeter little sockets there, a little ratchet, a screwdriver, and we're pretty much set. Now it is raining a little bit out here, but not too bad right now, so I think I'm okay. So the first thing we want to do to get this door panel off, we're going ahead and down to the bottom here. We have a couple of screws we have to take off, and I find that a 7 millimeter works pretty good. Now for video purposes, I'm shooting this on my cell phone. I've gone ahead and loosened these up a little bit just to save you a little time, because I know you have other projects you need to get to and you just want to know how to take this door panel off. So we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Now the next thing we want to do is take a little flat screwdriver, which I forgot to mention that you need. Here, when we open the door up where this handle is, there is a plastic panel that we have to pop off of here. A lot of times you have to start a screwdriver in here to kind of pop this off. And once you get it going, you just kind of pull back on it like this. And this will get this piece out of the way. Because what we have to do, once we get this out of the way, eventually, there is a screw right there that we have to take out. Now the next thing we need to do, which is very important, and you have to have a little patience. Now you see how nicely my controls here for my windows and door locks are, how this piece sits on here nice and flush, it's not broken. Well, there's this little easy way we have to take this off here. Careful way, I should say. If you notice right here on the front, there are these little clips. What we have to do is actually pull up on the front here, because in the back there is a hook that goes down and goes up under this armrest. And I've seen a lot of guys just kind of yank this here and they snap this off. And when they do, this will never sit back on her flush like it did from the factory. And you will have to go out and get this piece again. So let's go ahead and just kind of pull up on this and get it out of the way. I'll try to do this with one hand and the camera in the other. I may have to set the camera down. Let me just set the camera down and use both hands so I don't break it. Now I found out the easy way to do it is just kind of take a screwdriver and kind of pull back here a little bit, and this will release it out of that little cubby hole, and there we can pull up on it like this. And we got it out of there without breaking it, and you can see there's that piece I was telling you about that kind of sits in there. It sits right here. It's kind of a hook, so be very careful. And there's the back of it where it kind of slides up under this piece here. So now what we have to do, as the rain starts to fall a little bit, we have to go ahead and hook all these switches out of the way. Now, before you unhook all this, make sure your window is all the way up, because there's been times I've forgotten I left the window down and I had to hook that back up to get the window back up so we can actually get in here and work. So let me go ahead and unhook these little switches here, and we don't have too much more to do. Okay, I've just about got all the switches, the connectors out of the switches. Now in this one connector right here, Ford put a little hole right here, so you can take a little screwdriver or something and push in on that right there and release that tab. And once you do that, this will come out like this. And we got this out and we didn't break it. So how about that, huh? So you gotta be very careful when you're pulling up on this. Do not pull up on the back. Make sure you work the front of this first, so you don't have to worry about replacing it. So at this point, we'll put the wires back to the side. And now right here, we have this little bolt. I think you can kind of see that. The camera's kind of focusing. And I am using a 7 millimeter little socket. Well, you know what? That was a 7 for the bottom for these bolts down here. This one's going to be a little smaller. Looks like that may be actually a 6. You know what? Well, actually, I got ahead of myself. It's not this screw here that we have to take out. That's actually for the door handle. We don't need to take the door handle out. It's a screw right above here. I got a little confused there. So go ahead and take this out. And I'm still using a 7 millimeter little socket on it, which is pretty nice. I'll grab this with the other hand. I'm getting pretty good at filming with one hand, and working on vehicles with the other. And we'll set these screws off to the side. Now at this point, the only thing we have to unhook is this seat set button here and your mirrors. But other than that, we are ready to take this panel off. So what we have to do is kind of pull up on it a little bit like this. And once we pull up on it, there are little release tabs that go down into the frame of the door. You simply just pull up on this panel like this. And this will allow us to go ahead and pull this panel out of the way. It'd be nice if I found some money down there, but I don't think I'm going to find any money today. And our door panel is pretty much off. Now, all we have to do there is go ahead and unhook the power mirror and the door control, window control switches, which I'll go ahead and do and set this camera down so I don't break anything. Okay, so I got these unhooked. Now, on your mirror switcher, be very careful. I find that this switch here sometimes is a little tough to get into. You have to get behind with your thumb and push in on this guy right here. And it will release out of this mirror switch. So the door panel is off. Let me flip it around and give you a look at it. There's what it looks like from the back. Okay, now we'll go back over at the door. Now, I did go inside. I wanted to get a little razor blade because since I have all this foam on here, I'm simply just going to take my razor blade and just cut all this because I don't want to destroy this foam. I really like this. A lot of times I just put some cheap plastic up, but since this is a fairly nice Explorer, they did spend a little extra money here. So I'm going to take this knife and go all the way around here, and we'll open this up and give you a quick look at it before we end the video. Okay, so we got this all the way back, and I have this little cheap bungee cord. I'll just simply hook it into one of these little holes right here, probably right about here, and just kind of hook it up here all the way like that, and it's out of the way. And now you have lots of access into your switches back here and all that as I do some troubleshooting. So I hope this helps you out. If you just need to get in there and do some work, this is a pretty fast way to get your door panel off and get in here to do some service and maintenance. So thanks for watching, guys. I will have an update later on my dome light. I've started the video on it. I'm still troubleshooting. It stays on all the time, and I've checked all my doors. My doors seem to work okay. I get the chime when I open them, but I still have a light on the information center, which I'll have to deal with a little bit later. So thanks for watching. Until my next video, I'll see you guys later on this pretty nice, cool August day. Until then, I'll see you then.